I'm Jeremy, and today we're going to be replacing the side view mirror on this 2010 Nissan Altima. If you're looking for a side view mirror or a power window switch, power window regulator, power window motor, you're going to look for the TRQ brand because it's direct fit, perfect replacement, and it's going to get your problem solved the first time. So let's get started. Up here at the top, you're going to want to remove this panel right here because there's a bolt hidden behind it. It's actually a screw, technically. You'll want to take your Phillips screwdriver and put it right in this Phillips head screw so you can take it out. There's one. Now this pops up just like that, and it comes off. There's just a bunch of clips that hold it in place. They snap into these little holes, and you'll find two more bolts. You can use a Phillips head screwdriver or a 10mm socket to remove these. In our case, we already have the Phillips screwdriver out, so we're going to use that. So now we're going to go around the whole edge of the panel, and we're going to pop a bunch of clips loose that are all around the edge. So we'll start on this side, I guess. There's one. All right, now we're at a point where you can take the panel off. So what you want to do is you want to lift up. Once you've loosened all of the clips around the edge, then you lift up and it pops right off. All right, so we are going to remove these to separate it from the door panel. You just snap them out of their little clips. This one you lift up. They have two different ends, as you can see, so you can't mix them up. On the power window switch, there's 3 different connectors that you have to remove. Unfortunately, my fingers and probably yours are too large to push the little clip, so you're going to need to use a pick or a small screwdriver to push down on the center of this clip. You can see it's right here is where you need to push down, right in the middle of the clip. It's tough to do with just fingers. This one's not so bad. That one's a little bigger. Let's try this one. I don't think that one's going to be able to be done with my fingers. There we go. Yeah, this is another small one that was tough to do. Down at the bottom of the door panel is the interior light that you can pull off on this side. You can use your pick and just kind of pop it out of the door like that. And then right here is a push pin that you push down, and then you can feed it through the door panel. And at that point, your door panel is separate from your door. Okay, so with the door panel off, you can pop this plastic cap off. It just pulls off very easy. And then there's one wire connector that you push down the little tab to remove. And then there's 3 10mm nuts that you have to remove. So we're going to use a 1/4 drive ratchet, holding the mirror on the outside. Usually once you've cracked them loose, you can take them off by hand. Let's see how that goes. There's one. All right, with all 3 of the nuts off, now you can pull it right off, and there you are. Putting the new mirror in is as easy as removing it. You just slide it through the hole, and you put the 3 nuts on. Now we're going to use the 10mm 1/4 drive ratchet and just snug them up. Be careful not to over tighten these because it's pretty easy to snap these studs off. You just want to use a little bit of turning with your wrist. You don't want to put a lot of muscle into it. All right, so now the mirror is tight, and we're going to plug it right back in. Now we can put this cover right back on. And there we are. All right, so we're going to start by putting this wire through this bottom hole. That's the light that's in the bottom of the door. We're going to come up here and start plugging in the power window switches. Once the switches are done, then we can do the two door pull cables. They just snap right into place. So now you want to put the top of the door panel on first and kind of push it down so it locks into place. You'll feel it latch when it does that. And then you can go around the edges and push all the push pins in. You also want to make sure that your wiring is still sticking out your hole down here, which mine is not. So we're going to have to make that happen. Here we go. All right, now we'll go around the bottom and snap the whole thing into place. Okay, so now we're going to reinstall these two Phillips head or 10mm bolts. All right, and with those two in, we can now snap this thing into place. All right, down here we can put the connector into the light, which works great, and then snap that into place. Up here we have the very last screw, I believe, which is a Phillips head screw. I'm going to screw that in. And then we can lock this into place.